up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Janee for those who are new here, and I create lifestyle videos centered around God because I believe and know He cares about every single area of our life. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to enjoy your single season while you are single, right? And so I'm going to jump into this video. I'm not a single women's page. I don't really make videos for singles, but this was laid on my heart to create. So if you are watching this video and you're not single, I encourage you to send it to a friend who is single. If you are single and you're watching this, still send it to your friends who are single. I truly believe that they will enjoy this. And I hope this gives you some peace. I hope this gives you some type of understanding. And I pray this video blesses you and anybody else who watches this. Number one, view singleness as an opportunity rather than a burden, right? So you want to view singleness as an opportunity rather than a burden. I know sometimes people feel like, oh, I'm single, I'm not married, I can't do this, I can't do that, da da da. But look at it as an opportunity to grow your relationship with God deeper, an opportunity to serve in your local community more, an opportunity to be there for other people, opportunity to really serve God in your single season, right? Look at it as an opportunity to grow and know yourself during this time, right? Don't look at it as a burden. That's the first thing. Do not look at it as a burden, right? Number two, I want to remind you this. Don't make marriage an idol, right? It's okay to desire marriage. It's okay to want marriage. It's okay to desire it, but do not make it an idol, right? To the point where every single night you're thinking about it, you're doing this, you're crying yourself to sleep, or you just feel like, you know what, if I never get married, the world is going to end. Do not make marriage an idol. That's the first thing, right? God doesn't want us to make anything an idol. He wants us to have Him first and then everything else under it. So like I said, it's okay to desire marriage and to want to be married, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So don't let anyone tell you that it's something wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. But when you're making an idol and when you prioritize it over God, the one who created it, that's when it becomes an issue. Next, like I said, when you're a single, you really can prioritize your relationship with God. I'm not saying when you're married, you can't. What I'm saying is you have so much free time, right? Like, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, right? And so my time looks different from a person who is single, right? Or let me say I can use myself when I was single and now that I'm a wife and mom, my time looks different, right? From when I'm married. You know, now that I'm married and I have a husband and things, I have to make sure I truly prioritize God because my days can get busy. And so when you're single, it's easier for you to prioritize God. It's easy for you to work on your healing. It's easy for you to work on you when you are single. So if you have not took out the time to, you know what, let me prioritize God. You know what, let me ask God what I can work on before I get married. Because if you don't fix those hidden things when you're single, they're not going to do anything but just magnify them when you're married, because they're truly going to come out when you're married, especially when you are living with someone else and you are dealing with someone else. Those things are just going to magnify, right? It's like a magnifying glass, you know. So if you truly know like that you deal with insecurities or just anything, really ask God to help heal you. I'm not going to say you're going to be perfect when you get married. You're not, because there are some things your husband can help you with and walk you through when you're married. But also during your single season, it's just important that you help repair those things, right? Before you get married, ask about money. Ask about their father and mother, how they are. You know, would they like you? You know, ask those good questions that you need to ask, because it's going to help you out in your marriage so you don't run into any mother-in-law issues, father-in-law issues, or anything of that nature. Ask these deep questions because these questions are important. This can save you a headache. This can save you a lot. So ask those questions, you know, like, hey, are you a mama's boy? Like, and if you are, like, would she like me? I'm not saying that if they are, or if their mother turns out to not like you, that is not from God, because sometimes, hey, things just happen and the enemy knows what he can do. He can use anybody to try to come against something that God has put together. But asking these questions up front can kind of give you a level of peace, right? Surround yourself with strong single Christians, right? And also married people too. But when you hang around other single Christians, this will help you kind of build you up. And when they share like, hey, oh, I'm waiting too, or hey, I'm doing this too, or hey, I'm doing this too. And also having you a good married friend too that has been single and who has waited and everything like that. Having them encourage you, having them lift you up really is a game changer for you. It really, really does help, right? And so this goes to a list. You can also, in your single season, write down a list of what you want in a guy, right? Godly characteristics, right? Do you want to get along with his mom? Do you, like, ask these peaceful questions so that when you do get into a relationship, you kind of have a list. I'm not saying alone. I'm not like a list person, like, oh, he got to be this. But your first thing should be first, right? He definitely has to love Jesus Christ, not just God, but because what is your God, but Jesus Christ? Do you believe Jesus died for our sins? What are your beliefs? Having that written down on a piece of paper, so you will know, okay, this is some non-negotiables, right? You have to believe in Jesus Christ, right? Number 2 non-negotiable, you have to be respectful to women, right? Number 3 non-negotiable, if I'm 35, I would want you to have a car and a place. I'm not saying a house, but if they have an apartment or something, right? Okay, I know everybody's circumstance is a little different, but you gotta have something, right? At a certain age, there's levels, right? Pray about it, y'all. Pray about that. I think I talked about using your time for healing when you're single, because sometimes when people are single, they either have come out of a long-term relationship or they've been with many guys back and forth because they always try to fill their singleness with a void of trying to be with somebody that they don't take time to heal. So during your single season, take time to truly heal, truly take time to honor God in your single season, truly take time to really work on you in your single season. All right, the next, trusting God's plan for your life, right? I know you're single. You probably like, Janee, I am 30 and single. I am 32 and single. What about me? What about kids? I know people who have kids later. I know people who have kids at 37, 38, 42. I don't try to look ahead so much that you miss out on what God is doing now. I know it's easy to compare. I know it's easy to say, well, I got a friend, she's 33, she's married with 2 kids. That's their story. Your story is different. Do not compare your story to anybody else. She may be 33 with 2 kids, but they may be working out something in their marriage. This person may be 33 with 2 kids. And if she is 33 with 2 kids, they're happily married. Don't compare your story, your journey to anyone else. So what if you may be 38 with 1 or 38 with 2 or whatever the case may be? Do not compare your story to anybody else and trust God's plan. And I'm going to move on to this. Don't just entertain anybody, because you may be missing out on what God has in store for you. Stop entertaining everybody. I'm not saying don't go on a date or anything like that, but entertaining people you don't want to be with is pointless. You're wasting your time. Just because you want a free meal, baby girl, if you know you don't want to be with him, don't block the blessing of someone else simply because you're entertaining somebody just because. Stop entertaining foolishness and wait on God, right? Now, if you want to date somebody and you feel like they have potential, that's different, right? And things don't work out, that's fine. It just didn't work out. I thought you were cool, but you turned out to be a sucker. No, I'm just saying. You turned out to be somebody that I didn't want to be with, that's fine. But entertaining people you don't want to be with, entertaining people you're not going to marry, just entertaining people for no reason, especially as a Christian woman, and you want to get married, you desire to get married, that shouldn't be your option. You shouldn't just be entertaining people just because you want to entertain people. So be mindful of that, right? Because you don't want to block what God wants to bring in your life simply because you're entertaining somebody else, okay? All right, live in hopeful expectations that God will do it at the perfect time. You want to make sure that during your single time that you are trusting God, that you are honoring God, and that you are working on yourself during your single season. Don't view singleness as a burden. It's not. Like, singleness can be a blessing for God if you treat it that way. Don't view singleness as, oh my God, I'm single, oh my God, I'm this, oh my God, that. No, don't look at it as a burden. Also, and when you are single, it's better to be single than to be with something, than to settle for less, than to settle for settle for the worst, to settle with somebody who's abusing you, who's talking down to you, who's disrespecting you. Don't ever look at singleness as just crap. No, you save yourself from something that God didn't want you to settle for. You save yourself for something better that God has in store for you. So look at it that way. Singleness is not a burden, but it's an opportunity for you to grow, opportunity for you to serve, an opportunity for you to get free, an opportunity for you to heal. And even in your marriage season, there's still going to be opportunity for the heal, opportunity for the grow. But when you're single, you have so much time. You can truly have that one-on-one time with God all the time and really help. He can really help you and build you up. I promise you. When you stop looking at singleness as a burden and as an opportunity, amazing things will happen for you. And in the right time, if God has promised you this, and if it's in God's will, He will, at the right time, God will bring you the perfect person. But sometimes we have to get our way. We have to let go of what God has told us to let go so God can bring us who we need. I hope this video bless you guys, and God bless.